about agrarian reform. So empty your cups because we will fill it with today's discussion. Before we start, let me read to you our learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to explain historical background, legal foundations, and key concepts of agrarian reform in the Philippines, including pre-colonial, Spanish, American, and post-war land reform laws, and understand its role in promoting social justice, rural development, and equitable land distribution. Analyze and interpret agrarian reform data by creating diagrams, charts, or visual maps that illustrate land distribution, retention limits, beneficiary allocation, and institutional roles under CARP and CARPER programs, and demonstrate ethical decision-making, fairness, and respect for social justice in agrarian reform scenarios, valuing the rights and welfare of landowners, agrarian reform beneficiaries or ARBs, and rural communities, and showing appreciation for sustainable rural development practices. At this time, let me give you a brief topic overview of our topic. Agrarian reform in the Philippines is a state-led program aimed at redistributing agricultural land to landless farmers and farm workers to promote social justice and rural development. As mandated by the 1987 Constitution, its roots stem from historical land inequality during the Spanish and American periods, which led to the enactment of post-war agrarian laws such as RA 1199, RA 3844, and Presidential Decree 27. These efforts culminated in the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program or CARP under RA 6657, later strengthened by RA 9700 or CARPER, which governs land redistribution, retention limits, beneficiary rights, and just compensation. The topic also examines the roles of key institutions and stakeholders, current implementation challenges, and the social and economic impact of agrarian reform on farmers and rural communities. So, agrarian reform is a government program that gives landless farmers and farm workers ownership or secure rights to the land they cultivate. It not only redistributes land but also provides support like loans, farm tools, training, and infrastructure to help farmers improve their livelihood and productivity. The 1987 Philippine Constitution mandates agrarian reform to promote social justice and inequality in rural areas. It directs the government to ensure fair and equitable land ownership, protect the rights of farmers and agricultural workers, and make sure that land is used in a way that benefits the whole community, not just a few landowners. This constitutional basis gives legal backing to programs that redistribute land and provide support services to farmers. Land reform deals mainly with redistributing land ownership, while agrarian reform is broader, combining land distribution with support services, institutional reforms, and rural development to empower farmers and improve long-term productivity. In the pre-colonial period, land in the Philippines was communal and shared within communities. Ownership was based on use and stewardship, not private titles, and leaders only allocated land for farming without permanent individual ownership. During the Spanish period, land was concentrated under the encomienda and hacienda systems, controlled by Spanish officials, friars, and elites. This displaced many indigenous farmers and marked the start of land monopoly and widespread landlessness in the Philippines. During the American period, the Torrens system was introduced to formalize land ownership through land titles. However, this system mostly benefited wealthy landowners, leaving many farmers as tenants or sharecroppers, which allowed land inequality and tenancy problems to continue and worsen. After World War II, the government enacted agrarian reform laws to address land inequality. RA 1199 regulated landlord-tenant relations and protected tenants' rights. RA 3844 abolished shared tenancy and promoted leasehold while introducing land distribution. And Presidential Decree Number 27 focused on rice and corn lands to transfer land ownership to tenant farmers and improve their livelihoods. Republic Act Number 6657 or in the year 1988 established the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program or CARP to redistribute agricultural lands and promote social justice, equity, and farmer empowerment. Republic Act Number 9700 in the year 2009 extended CARP through CARPER, strengthening land distribution, support services, and reforms to address implementation issues and better protect farmers' rights. The CARP covers both public and private agricultural lands, including farms, plantations, and certain livestock and poultry lands. However, it excludes non-agricultural lands, small land holdings within the retention limit, and lands already converted to residential, commercial, industrial, or mineral use before CARP was implemented. Under CARP, landowners may retain up to 5 hectares of agricultural land, while each qualified child may receive up to 3 hectares if they are at least 15 years old and actively managing or cultivating the land. These limits are designed to prevent land monopoly while still protecting family-owned farms. CARP prioritizes landless farmers, shared tenants, leaseholders, and regular farm workers who are Filipino citizens and willing to cultivate the land. The program aims to give security of tenure and land ownership to those who directly work on the land. Just compensation is the fair payment given to landowners for agricultural lands acquired by the government, as required by the Constitution to balance land redistribution and property rights. The amount is based on factors such as the land's market value, current use, and income, and is determined and paid by the Land Bank of the Philippines, which also provides financial support to agrarian reform beneficiaries. The Department of Agrarian Reform or DAR is the lead agency responsible for implementing CARP, including land acquisition and distribution to qualified beneficiaries. It also provides support services such as credit assistance, farmer training, and infrastructure development, and conducts monitoring and evaluation to ensure proper land use and program compliance. The DAR or Adjudication Board or DARAB serves as the quasi-judicial arm of the DAR, responsible for resolving agrarian disputes between landowners and farmers or farm workers. It ensures fair, timely, and lawful settlement of cases to maintain peace and order in rural communities. The Land Bank of the Philippines is responsible for valuing agricultural lands acquired under CARP and paying just compensation to landowners. It also provides credit, loans, and financial services to agrarian reform beneficiaries to support farm productivity and agribusiness development. Local government units or LGUs help identify and validate agrarian reform beneficiaries and support CARP implementation at the local level. They provide infrastructure and agricultural assistance such as farm-to-market roads, irrigation and technical services, and coordinate with national agencies to promote sustainable rural development. NGOs and farmers' organizations support agrarian reform by providing legal aid, advocacy, education, and training for farmers. They help form cooperatives and strengthen farmers' skills through capacity building and leadership development, empowering them to manage land and resources effectively. So, here are the challenges and issues in agrarian reform implementation. So, land grabbing and land conversion occur when powerful individuals or corporations illegally acquire or convert agricultural land, displacing farmers and reducing land for food production. Delays in land distribution and compensation happen due to bureaucratic processes and slow payment of just compensation, causing uncertainty for farmers and slowing the progress of agrarian reform. Continued landlessness and inequality occur because many farmers still do not own land while wealthy landowners maintain large holdings, keeping rural inequality high and limiting farmers' income and opportunities. Inadequate post-distribution support services refer to the lack of sufficient credit, farm inputs, training, and infrastructure, which prevents beneficiaries from fully benefiting from land and ownership and improving productivity. Improvement of farmers' livelihoods happens because land ownership or secure tenure allows farmers to increase productivity, earn stable income, and invest in better farming methods and equipment. Security of land tenure gives farmers legal rights to their land, reducing eviction risk, providing stability for long-term planning, and strengthening their sense of ownership and responsibility. Community development and rural empowerment occur as land redistribution boosts local economic activity, supports cooperative farming and education, and enables communities to participate in decision making. Contribution to poverty reduction and social justice happens because agrarian reform gives equitable access to land, creates income and employment opportunities, and improves food security and uplifts marginalized farmers, promoting overall rural equality and well-being. Before we continue, I have here 3 questions. So first, as a future educator, how can you use the principles of agrarian reform to teach students about economic development and social empowerment in rural communities? Second, how would you explain to your students that agrarian reform alone is not enough to achieve rural inequality and that support services are also essential? And lastly, in what ways can you incorporate the lessons on cooperative farming and community participation to promote civic engagement among learners? So future LPTs, comment your answers in the comment section below. Now, let's continue our discussion. So, after the 1975, Vietnam carried out rapid state-led land redistribution, focusing on collectivization and fair access to land. This increased agricultural productivity and helped reduce reduce rural inequality. After the Korean War, South Korea redistributed land to tenant farmers, providing security of tenure and fair compensation to landowners. This promoted rural stability, economic growth, and reduced social tensions in the countryside. Compared to Vietnam and South Korea, agrarian reform in the Philippines has been slower due to bureaucracy and legal delays. It also faces strong land resistance, while the other countries had less opposition. Additionally, post-distribution support services like credit, training, and infrastructure are more limited in the Philippines, reducing the program's overall effectiveness. In conclusion, agrarian reform is more than just a policy for redistributing land. It is a transformative instrument for achieving social justice, economic development, and rural empowerment. By granting land rights and secure tenure to landless farmers, shared tenants, and regular farm workers, it provides them with the opportunity to improve their livelihoods, increase agricultural productivity, and gain a sense of ownership and responsibility over the resources they cultivate. Beyond individual benefits, agrarian reform strengthens community ties by promoting cooperative farming, encouraging local participation in decision-making, and fostering mutual support among farmers. It also contributes to broader societal goals such as poverty reduction, food security, and inequality by ensuring that marginalized rural populations have access to the tools and resources needed for sustainable development. For future educators, agrarian reform offers a valuable lesson in the power of education and advocacy. It demonstrates how knowledge about social policies can shape awareness, inspire action, and cultivate empathy among students. Educators can use the principles of agrarian reform to teach young learners about fairness, equity, and the importance of civic engagement by integrating these lessons into classroom discussions, activities, and projects. Future teachers can help nurture a generation that not only understands the challenges of rural communities but is also motivated to contribute positively to social transformation and community development. To wrap up the discussion, I have two questions. First, how can the principles and goals of agrarian reform guide future educators in teaching students about social justice, community development, and the role of education in empowering marginalized communities? And lastly, in what ways can understanding agrarian reform help future educators inspire students to become responsible, socially aware, and active members of their communities? So, comment down your answers in the comment sections. To all future LPDs like me, keep studying, stay focused, and believe in yourself. Every hour of review brings you closer to passing the exam and fulfilling your dream of becoming a licensed teacher. Your hard work today will shape the lives of your students tomorrow. Thank you for watching and learning